Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum. Straight talk about you and your money. Now from the BizTalk studios, here is Gary Kaltbaum.
And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. I'm Gary Kaltbaum, your host. Thanks for being with us today. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. Happy that you are listening. It is the 22nd of March, 2024. I keep saying that, right? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you have a very good weekend coming up. Next week will be a 3-day weekend. Yay. And all that fun stuff. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, this is serious talk on everything that affects you. We used to do markets 90% of the time. But now we mix business markets and them. And we're going to talk a little bit about them first thing out of the chute here. And I always get asked, Gary, just talk. Gary, just talk markets. You're doing too politics. This is not politics. This is people taking over the world and your lives with unimaginable amounts of taxes, rules, regulations, fees, fines, mandates. And I was on today with Neil Cavuto, and I said, we need a hero. Because we now have a Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, his name, who's just, and nothing personal, as I always say, he's a nothing. He is the same old nothingness. And I want to give you some numbers here out of the chute. And I'd like to tell you these are fake numbers. I'd like to tell you these numbers are not correct. I can't stand Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she's the only one who stood up today and wanted to oust this guy and is pissed off about the debt and deficits. Chip Roy and a couple others. Let me tell you what Joe Biden has wrought, but the Republican Party does nothing about. They just passed in the House a $1.2 trillion spending bill. Oh, what's that? I thought they're spending $7.3 trillion. Well, this is an addition to the addition to the addition and addition. If I'm going to scam you, if I'm going to screw you, if I'm going to play 3-card monte with you, the goal is to have you look one way while reaching in your pocket the other way with the other hand. That's what con artistry is. That's where Joe Biden says he's cut the deficit, even though his own numbers say in the next 10 years, $17 trillion is going to be added to the deficit. They said it was going to be 20 and they minus 3. It is, they make Madoff look good. This guy with FTX looks good. They are the greatest con artists we have ever seen in the history of this country. Let me just give you the numbers, and just so you know, that were done on purpose, that the Republicans, cons, let happen. The U.S. deficit for this fiscal year is $3 trillion. Double their estimate. Remember what I tell you about their BS? They estimated it was going to be 1.6. It's $3 trillion. $3 trillion. Over the last 100 days, debt is up $1 trillion. An average of $10 billion a day. They're borrowing. And just so you know and understand, they created this. Imagine if, man, I'm trying to give a good analogy with you. I don't know how to do this because you can't compare somebody's business to them that are just Hoover vacuums of our money. They don't earn anything. We give it to them. And what they've created is this side business, which is whatever we send them, they're going to spend whatever amount they want. And at least it used to be you know what a governor is? You know what a governor is on a boat or a motorcycle? It stops. It does not allow you to go faster than the speed. That's what it is. They have none. There's none of that. and they've taken it to numbers that are just unimaginable and gargantuan. And they have people like Yellen, this ignoramus failure of a person that has been in the government sector forever because she couldn't make it in the real world, and they paid her $250,000 for speeches that were meaningless, that she's out there yesterday saying, oh, we think fiscally we're doing fine. Up yours, lady. $3 trillion deficit this year. $3 trillion, which tells us we're going to have $4 and $5 trillion yearly deficits. Our federal spending in 19 was $4.4 trillion. Joe Biden should be impeached immediately for this. He should be drummed out, and anybody who goes along should be drummed out. They are miserable failures with our treasure and the just total disrespect for the taxpayer. And what he's trying to do is spend the hell out of craziness and then come after us. He keeps talking about the wealthy. Oh, if you make over $400,000, you're a tax cheat and the IRS is coming after you. I don't know if you know, in his proposal, he wants to raise again your capital gains. I don't know if you know this. Obama raised your capital gains. Your capital gains used to be the tax rate. They added 3% surcharge on it. So it's like 40. And now Biden wants to take it to 44. You don't hear Biden come out saying this is what we want to do. 44. And I'm just trying to let you know, and we're going to be ready. And I mean this with every fiber in my being. And as you know, we play it day by day. We let the market be our guide. This is going to blow up. Biden just decided, I'm going to die soon or retire, so I don't give a crap. And the Republicans just sit there supine. And I'm thinking to myself, all right, so you got this Speaker of the House. And I'm thinking to myself, what if Speaker of the House Gary Kaltbaum, what would he do at this point? What would be my speech? Here would be my speech. I would stand up and say, no. And then I would get one of these whiteboards. And then I would show the country exactly what this man is trying to do. And do it with, and where he's putting that money. Just so you know where he's putting the money. With his buddies. Grants, loans. Loans. There are no loans anymore. He's paying off people's student loans. Oh, I'm sorry, he's not. We are. There are criminal acts that are on the books. This is not on the books, but this is a criminal act. It's a criminal act. What he's doing with us and the Treasury. And Mike Johnson had this opportunity to come in, and he's just a nothing. I'd like to say he's good, bad, and different. He's just a nothing. He's a meaningless nothing as a Speaker of the House. He had such an opportunity to just get in front of it. No. And that 7.3 trillion? No. So I don't know where these people are, what they're thinking. And I really wish, and it's my fault, I've never really tried. I really wish I had a much bigger following, that I could get 1 million people onto the mall in the Washington, D.C., and every sign would be no budget deficits, balanced budgets, throw them out, retire them, impeach them. And I'd get up there and speak, and I would do the whiteboard. And I know there's some other people out there that want to get this done, but I don't have it. We have kept this audience, when you're doing just mostly markets and whatever, you have a certain audience. Versus, I hear about these other shows with these dimwits. that have much bigger. I mean, who's the idiot that just lost $1 billion for saying Sandy Hook didn't happen? He's out today saying it's genocide by Israel. I have to kick him in his grapefruits. Anyway, we're just going to keep talking. I don't know if we can affect change, but until we get some people with grapefruits in D.C. to stop this man, and by the way, and stop Trump. Trump's not going to be the guy. He proved himself in his 4 years. We need somebody else, and unfortunately, we have a choice between the two. So that was today. And I don't know who's next, but it's getting obscene. Up next, we'll put a bow tie on it. We'll do the markets, much more. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge.
Hi, I'm Gary Kaltbaum, host of the nationally syndicated radio show Investor's Edge. We're not just handsome radio people. We manage investors' money for a living, specializing in fee-based discretionary money management. No big commissions, just a fee on the assets that's managed. We also provide a full range of personalized services, including retirement planning, fixed income, and educational needs, all to assist you in achieving your financial goals. Understanding not all individuals have the same needs, we'll carefully evaluate your personal goals to determine a proper investment strategy. If your current approach to investing is not getting you to where you would like to be, call us to make an appointment for a complimentary portfolio review. The number to call is 888-422-5559. That's 888-422-5559. That's 888-422-5559. Investment advisory services offered through Kaltbaum Capital Management.
It's time to switch on the integrator units and get the brain cells working.
You're listening to
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Investor's Edge
The last bastion of quality programming.
with Gary Kaltbaum.
It doesn't get better than this.
And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. And let me just say also on this 1.2 trillion, whatever little spent, Mike Johnson violated something called the Hastert Rule. And basically what that is, nobody read the frickin' bill. It's 1,000 pages of nonsense and add-ons and payoffs. It's just a gigantic scam. And what have we told you what the problem is? They know it. They know what they're doing. But they get away with it because they know that we have other fish to fry. You parents out there, you wake up, you have kids going to school. What do you got to do? Got to get up early, make them breakfast, send them to the bus stop, go to work, handle your own business throughout the day. The problems, the rewards, the good, the bad, indifferent, while they're killing us. So I'm just letting you know, the market will top out when this hits. I'm just letting you know, it may not be for a while. 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 5 years. We will be ready because the market will do what it normally does when it tops out. Little by little, piece by piece, inch by inch. But the next one is going to be, I can't begin to tell you, because it's going to be the debt blow. In 2008, we had the mortgage back blow up because of ridiculous leverage. This will be the gargantuan debt blow up, and it's not just here. There's like 300 trillion around the globe, and one's gonna hit. It's it's gonna be like imagine if you in Normandy. In case you don't know, there are still mines. Imagine if you set off mines and one after the other went off. That's what it's going to be, country by country, and we're probably going to be the worst. And the biggest problem we're going to have is each side will blame each other. The media will be their usual pieces of crap, blaming one side. But it's every one of them. You cannot spend your way into bankruptcy. These people are spending their way into our bankruptcy. They don't give a crap. You have people there that are making $180,000 a year and are worth $50 million. They're committing insider trading legal for them, we go to jail for it. I've highlighted all that stuff. It is becoming an obscenity. It is obscene. And this creep, this guy in the White House is a creep of the highest order. And I blame the media. When Trump was president, the media gave him a colonoscopy 24/7. This guy, nothing. He's destroyed the border, and the media, when they report on the border, never even mention his name. Do you know why? Because they're told to never mention his name. No blame, nothing to do with him. That is what's going on here. It's a scam. It's a con. And it's going to get the markets. It's impossible for it not to get the markets. In what shape, what size, what time, from what price are unknowns. And Biden will be gone when it happens. Trump will be gone. Obama's gone. Bush is gone. The culprits are all gone. They're retiring. Another retirement announced today. They know what they've done. They know. And I had to bring this up because I'm sitting there watching what they're doing with this budget. I'm like, this has to be an impossibility. This can't be. This can't be. This can't be. It be. And they don't give a crap about you and I. You know they're out there now. All they're doing is trying to get your votes. In case you don't know, this presidential election is going to be down to 7 states. I don't know if you know this, but it's going to be 7 states. Florida's gone Republican no matter what. Ohio, Republican no matter what. Those 2 were toss-ups. Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin. You know what that means? The candidates are going to be coming to those states like crazy. They're going to be running ads like crazy and lying out their rear ends like crazy about what they're going to do for you as they continue to raise the bar on the size, scope, and spending of government. And I can't tell you how pissed off I am today. I cannot tell you how pissed off I am today. In plain sight. In plain sight. What they are doing. In plain sight. What they are doing. So Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, the con artists be coming at you big time, kids. And remember, everything they tell you they're going to do for you is a bunch of bullcrap. And let me finish up again. Just like we did in 22, just like we've done in every bear market, we saw it coming before anybody else, and we'll let you know. I'm hoping you're all reading up about this. $3 trillion yearly deficits. By the way, while we're in an expansion, do you know what happens to those deficits when we go into a recession? They expand markedly because the government spending doesn't go down, but the receipts from us goes down because less jobs, less profits from corporations and the like. We're done. The Dow was down 305 today, but I must tell you, today was, and a lot of red, and a lot of give back in some areas. But today you saw the money flows into the semis AI again today, though not big moves, but the NASDAQ was up. The problem with it, the NASDAQ advanced declines were 2-to-1 negative. So what did it tell you? It went into the select few. NVIDIA is the new Apple. So if NVIDIA is having a good day, it's going to help the big indices. NVIDIA was up today. Broadcom was up today. Google got some analyst on it. Netflix was up today. But again, 2-to-1 negative on the NASDAQ advanced declines. Very, very, very mega cap day. Very, very, very mega cap day. So just letting you know. What does that mean to next week? Beats the heck out of me. Up next, we'll continue with the markets. And I got a little more whining to do. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge.
Listening to
America is talking.
Investor's Edge.
He's got to be pleased with that. The crowd is just on its feet here. He's a Cinderella boy.
With Gary Kaltbaum.
Comes highly recommended. You're going to feel better if you talk to him.
And welcome once again to Investor's Edge. Boy, was I pissed today. Because actually, my numbers were even off on how bad they are. And how bad was today? George Santos is running again. He announced he's running independent, leaving the Republican Party. Can anybody, when you were a kid, you ever have those pea shooters? I really think we got to get our kids to line up and pea shoot the guy right in the nose, or maybe super soakers. This guy is a crook, a thief, a fraud, a piece of crap. He got into Congress. He's running again. And then on the other side, you got this Menendez guy who's another thief, fraud, crook. I'm not going to run anymore on the Democrat side, but I may run independent. Holy crap. They're coming out of the woodwork. This miscreants. It's unbelievable. But I got to tell you, maybe they'll do better. Maybe they'll do better. I'm going to have to spend a couple of hours how I can get more front and center on these things. I mean, I'm on Fox yelling and screaming this. When I'm on Fox News, 1.5 million are watching. When I'm Fox Business, about 250,000 are watching. But what have I told you? People are going about their business. What have I told you about the student loans? If you went to your bank account, online it said debit $200 student loan relief. Wait a minute, I don't have a student loan. And you called the bank, and the bank said, well, it's relief for the next guy. They couldn't do it. Well, that's what they are doing. You're paying for it. Just remember, government has no money. Every dime comes from us. And they've created this separate business of massive debt and deficits. Just letting you know. I may have to really spend some time on how to figure this out and get it front and center and getting people on it. Just remember, if the masses get onto something, just remember, Joe Biden all of a sudden started talking immigration when his poll numbers were a horror show on immigration. He even went down to the border for like 5 minutes. And of course, he got the media behind him. The media is so full of crap, they're worse than ever. So if it becomes a sticking point for them, they may have to do something. But it's not. And the extreme leftists love it. They want to be Cuba. They want to be Venezuela. I don't know why. They're insane. But I've been watching these communists that are out there. Yeah, I'm a communist. They want people to control their lives and movement and I don't get it. And you forget having a conversation with them. All right, back on point. Of note, So the Dow was down 305, but the S&P only up 7, but that's because NVIDIA is a huge part of it, was up 20-something today. NASDAQ 100 up 19. Now, the transports are only up 9, considering FedEx was up 19 on their earnings. That was pretty bad. I must say, for the record, and I think this is important, Lululemon. So I was in one of their stores recently to check it out. And I'm not going to say where, but I spoke to management, and they had said, well, I got to tell you, that's how they started with me. And I'm like, it was down $75 today, down 15% and stuff like that. Always be careful about fame names, about how strong things are, how great things are, and just pay attention and just try to get a little feel. Stock was crushed today. Crushed. And I'm just wondering a little bit, is price sensitivity coming into the fray? Price sensitivity coming into the fray. I hear their stuff is much more expensive than if you buy kind of the same stuff at Target or something like that. Next, I have to bring up. So, in case you don't know, there's this Digital World Acquisition Company. It's Trump's thing. They're doing a merger. And Trump, this, that, and the other thing. And all I kept reading today and hearing today was, boy, Trump is going to be worth like $3 billion now. Once the merger goes through and all that stuff. And it's called the Trump Media and Technology Group, and it owns this Truth Social. And the merger is going to be approved. I believe they vote on it tonight. It will trade under DJT, Donald J. Trump. And I believe he's, from what I'm reading, he's probably going to have like a $5 billion stake. There's only one big problem. If he treats it as his own little piggy bank, because he's got, they're going after him, but good. And let me be clear, I'm pretty sure Truth Social is not that big. I'm pretty sure they're losing a crap load of money. I'm pretty sure it's just targeted. What's targeted? Well, targeted, you know what we mean. We just want you to just be careful if you have any interest. We're not telling you to buy, sell, short, or cover, but we've seen a lot of this with these mergers and SPACs and stuff like that. And I don't care, president or not, win the election or not. When all is said and done, institutions will buy or sell it based on performance. And if it's also deemed that he needs the cash and he's going to do a bunch of selling, the stock's going to get crapped on. So I just want to bring that up because it's a lot of talk. It was down 13% today. I absolutely have no idea what the stock's going to do. I just know what are the risks and why? And I'm hearing just too much of what the worth is going to be now. And I can promise you Truth Social, they're saying it would be worth $5 billion to Trump. Truth Social is not worth $5 billion. And that's only Trump stock. I doubt it's worth $1 billion. I doubt we'll find out in time. Let's see what the financials look like. But it's a word to the wise. And as you know, everybody, I'm pretty smart with this stuff. I did a whole thing on managing risk yesterday, right? You listen, right? You're going to be smart, right? Rivian, right? In the Dow today, let's see the culprits. Nike was down 7 on their earnings, still a tough stock. Goldman Sachs gives back 7 of the 14 yesterday on the breakout. American Express, it was a tough day for the financials for a change, even with interest rates down. And again, advanced declines were putrid today, but the market was a good 300 today on the downside. Small caps had a bad day, and I got to tell you, they still can't get going, these small caps. They tease and tease and tease, and every time they hit this area, so not so sure. Speaking of creeps, the SEC is suing Lordstown Motors, the CEO of his merger statements. Just another creep, another SPAC that went, see ya, have a nice day. Bye-bye. Just remember all that, kids. Wall Street foisted a bunch of crap onto your backs. Told you everybody's opening companies that are selling electric vehicles, and look at the electric vehicle business. Just remember, there's a great side to Wall Street, and there's a side of Wall Street that absolutely sucks. Absolutely sucks, and is absolutely depressing too. Those SPACs. And that guy, forgot his name, that came out with a bunch of them and then sold them all down, made himself $1 billion and screwed you. Another one that should rot. What was his name? Chamath? What did he do? Virgin whatever? And then got out of all his stock knowing all hell was going to be happen on the stock, and the stock went to nothing. There you go. Virgin Galactic. Yeah, that's right. $60 at the high, $1 today. And he sold a ton at the highs after what? Selling you on nothing. I'm in a mood. Up next, whatever else I can think of today. I'm Gary. This is the one and only Investor's Edge.
You're listening to...
What are we waiting for?
Well, what are you waiting for? 1, 2, ready, go.
Action!
Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum.
So let me give you, while we're on the subject, what irritates the hell out of us. So Accenture reports earnings yesterday, and the stock was crushed. Closed at 380. The stock finished at 342 yesterday, down another 7.5 today to 337. No sales growth, another deceleration. This is the other part that just irritates the hell out of me. So, in case you don't know, you got this analyst community that I don't really pay attention to. I got nothing against the analyst community, but I just, I don't pay attention unless they piss me off. So the stock company comes out with bad numbers. Stock gets clipped. What does an analyst come out with? Are you ready? What do you think they came out with today? And and it really is BS. It's a BS announcement. What have we been telling you? What they did in '99? Everything was internet. Mutual funds changing their name to from the technology fund to the internet fund. Companies adding .com to their name. What's been the recent? Everything's artificial intelligence. What do you think this analyst does today? Raises Accenture's price forecast to 381, driven by artificial intelligence product acceleration. Everything's artificial intelligence project acceleration. Yeah, that's right. Sure, right. You got to watch for the creeps, kids. That's a creep. And again, nothing personal. I would tell them to their face. Why are you saying this? Why are you mentioning artificial intelligence when it's already well known what every company does? And why are you doing this? Oh, that's right. We want to save our butt with the stock that we have buy ratings on that just got crushed yesterday. And there's going to be a bunch of that going on. We're seeing Wendy's announces artificial intelligence in a drive-thru. What does that have to do with anything? Why would they even need to make that announcement? You know why? They have a stock price. and they see these hot stocks with artificial intelligence, and let's join on board. We just want you to remember that. Wall Street is a marketing machine also, and they will market the hell out of it. Remember that the ALAB symbol, what was it, Astera Labs? They brought them public a couple of days ago. $5.5 billion market cap by Wall Street, sent out to you just at IPO. $5.5 billion. It was worth $12 billion after they brought it public with the big hype. You know what the big hype is? Oh, they're in artificial intelligence. Do they tell you they only have 100 million sales, that at $12 billion it's 120 times sales, not even earnings? Do they tell you they lose money? And just so you know, when this artificial intelligence things dies down, any kind of crappy company that got promoted and touted and does not have the goods to back it up, the stocks will crash. How do we know? We know what happened with the internet when the bubble popped. And let me be clear, I think artificial intelligence is for real. But I absolutely positively know, not believe, they're pretenders. And they're people making announcements that don't have to make announcements. When Google made the announcement about AI with the iPhone, that's a real announcement. We're okay with that. That could be something of import. But if Post Cereals announce that their cereal is going to have artificial intelligence, we'll have a problem. So I guess the last couple of days was to just keep you guys smart. Keep guys and gals, get you thinking, making you understand the good and the bad, giving you the heads up on what Biden and what they're allowing and what they are doing, the absolute crushing of our treasure, the absolute lying straight into the camera about our treasure from our Treasury Secretary, from the person that's supposed to be defending us, just lying through their teeth. And of course, if you make over $400,000, you're a tax cheat, so you're going after. If you're too wealthy, we're coming after you. We have the worst. I thought Trump was the worst of all worlds. I'm telling you, Biden is making Trump into Abraham Lincoln and Ronald Reagan. That's how bad he is. And he's on vacation again in Delaware this weekend. Not to mention the BS they're pulling with Israel right now in order to save their Muslim vote. Boy, I wish there was a great Republican that was running up against them. Boy, do I wish. Man, oh man. So that's a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We'll do our scans this weekend. We'll send out a big webcast to our peeps with notes and stuff like that. We're going to look at 1,500 to 2,000 stocks, 200 sectors, every country, every commodity. Rough day today. The one thing I have an interest in today, wasn't thrilled with the financials. I don't like seeing something break out cleanly and beautifully and give a lot of it or most of it back the next day. And as you know, number one is the semiconductors, number two is the financials. Those are my must-watches. They are the end-all be-alls of the market. They are the leading groups that really drive the bus. Financials used to be number one until they committed all those frickin' crimes in 2008. They're now number two. Semiconductors number one. And I would give semiconductors number one with a couple of big stars right now, AI next to it. The problem with semiconductors right now, I got 7 out of 10 of them in bearish phases. It's being kept very strong by a few very big names, and you know which ones those are. Which means if you ever lose those very big names, just like the when markets get so concentrated in the magnificent this, that, and the other thing. So, yeah, I know we're a little bit too much today, but I got to tell you, I have to tell you how I feel on what I'm seeing. You all have a great weekend. You all drive carefully. When you get home, do like we do. Make sure you hug your family. Make sure you hug your children. And serenity now. Thanks for joining us. Get a good exercise this week. Get some sun if you have it. Peace out, all. Take care. And hopefully the Kate Middleton gets healthy again. I'm sure you've heard about that and her cancer. Peace out, all. Bye-bye.
This has been Investor's Edge with Gary Kaltbaum on Biz Talk. To listen to past episodes or to get in contact with Gary, go to GaryK.com. That's GaryK.com.